Well, Harry O
Okay.
has been released from jail, and he hasn't did any interviews yet. I don't even know if he's spoken publicly yet.
He's big on Instagram. He's been taking a lot of pictures. But you know, contrary to belief, well, I've never heard anyone speak bad on Harry O, not even Suge. I did time with people that did time with him when he was at Lompoc that got transferred to the camp I was. They all spoke very, very highly of Michael Harry O. I don't know much about him. I wasn't around when he was having his dealings with the guys that were around Death Row in 91, 92, 93, and later 94. He tried to sue me and take my house, but I'm sure that was his lawyer doings. But other than that, you're not gonna hear me say nothing bad about Harry O, other than they played Suge in the lawyer system, and people forget Harry O was sitting down there at the grand jury orchestrating the RICO case against Death Row from 97 to 98. A lot of people forget about that. So he was down at NBC in LA working with the US government trying to get Suge indicted. And later on, y'all hear the audio, go to Bomb First, and you'll hear the audio where his attorney bragged and boasted to him about how the judge on the case was going to do what he eventually done, gave a crazy judgment against Suge. And
You want to break down that audio for him?
Sure. So the audio that was released on Bomb First is pretty much Michael Harry O calling from prison at St. Quentin, and he was talking to his boy at the time, Al Brown, and one of his attorneys. I forget the name of the attorney. And it's on Bomb First now, and y'all can go and check it out. And he just basically telling them, hey, this judge that we got is going to be favorable for us, to where the fact that the judge is going to give us a big judgment, which he did, a $107 million judgment, and that he's upset with Suge and them for not showing up and appearing in court. And he was telling him off the record, before they went on record, what to say and how he was going to respond to it. Now, whether the attorney lying on the judge, who knows? But this is the audio that we have that Harry O's attorney is telling him, and we know that later on it did happen.
And Harry O, they already won a settlement, right? Back in 95, 96 or something, for like $100,000 or something?
Well, they had settled the case prior with Interscope and Death Row in 96, but then he refiled it after he went and tried to get Death Row taken when they were working with the government, trying to do a RICO act against Death Row and Suge Knight, which only turned out to a failing to file taxes judgment, misdemeanor, federal case. And then later on, Harry O filed a additional lawsuit where Suge then settled with his wife at the time, Lydia, for $1 million. You hear that in the audio as well, where Suge gave her the $1 million. Harry O was smart. Well, they played him. The next day after the check cashed, he filed for divorce on her. Said she has no rights to negotiate on my behalf. She might have dismissed her half, but I still own my half of the judgment. And by then it's in bankruptcy, and the bankruptcies, the receivers and all that didn't want to hear it, and they never even took that to court. The audio they had and the paperwork showing that Lydia signed off on the judgment for $1 million, which she cashed.
Okay, so she gets this $1 million settlement, and then they still go back for more. The judge rules in the favor of Harry O.
They didn't take it to court. The bankruptcy people was in charge now.
Okay, so it went into bankruptcy first.
So then once they got the judgment,
Oh, okay. So once they got the judgment, it went into bankruptcy.
it went into bankruptcy.
So
So during the bankruptcy, Suge made a settlement agreement with Lydia to drop it. So he could have dropped his bankruptcy case. Only reason he filed for bankruptcy because he had a $107 million judgment against him. And they were trying to liquidate everything in the bankruptcy. And so Suge went and made a deal with her for $1 million to settle the case, which she signed off for. But they had a plan in motion where they took the $1 million. Suge got played, in essence. Took the $1 million, and the bankruptcy court then take the paperwork and say, hey, she settled for this $1 million. She's willing to drop this case. Now I want to pull out of bankruptcy. They would never present that to the bankruptcy court to get dropped because now the receiver is in charge. They Suge now. They in charge of everything. And they were making good money off of him monthly, off the proceedings. And so they didn't want that to go away. And when you already got this plot with the government involved to take death row from him, you just had too many things working against him and nobody to help him.
So Harry O was in charge of death row at one point?
No.
No.
Just had a judgment. Harry O ain't never.
Hold on. Because I'm kind of confused here. So it went into bankruptcy, and who was in control of death row once it went into bankruptcy?
The bankruptcy receiver.
Bankruptcy receiver. Okay, I see. And then Suge wanted to drop.
He settled a case with the people that had a large judgment against him, which was Lydia Harris and Michael Harrio. For a $107 million judgment, they settled for $1 million. But
I see. Who ended up owning it after the bankruptcy?
That's when it got sold to a company in Canada. Wide Awake was the first company. Then E1 bought it from Wide Awake.
Oh, I see.
And then the Hallsboro bought it from E1. And then this new company bought it from Hallsboro.
Oh, Hasbro. Yes, that's right. Toy Company had it for a while.
Now we're saying Snoop, I guess.
Snoop is in control of the branding of it.
Correct.
Right, yeah.